Okay, everybody, I've got a special video for you. I have got on the line Julian, right?
Yes.
Julian from DavorCoin. He had already spoken to another YouTuber. Have you spoken to anybody else that has reached out to you, or is it just a couple so far?
Yeah, I've spoken to several persons, to several promoters, but only one recorded me. It's the guy that you saw on YouTube.
Got you. Okay, well, first
So
off,
your second one.
all right, cool. So first off, thank you for taking the time. I know it's probably an exciting and busy day for you today with the mega success of the first round for your ICO. So first off, congratulations on that.
Thanks. Yes, it has been very, very exciting. We have been sold out in 10 seconds, which is really crazy.
Yeah.
And even if we knew that it was going to be a success because we had so many deposits, all the time, it was like every second. But we did not know we are going to be sold out in 10 seconds. That's really crazy.
Yeah. So that's amazing. I've got a bunch of questions for you. I won't take up too
Sure.
much of your time. First off, thank you for getting on Skype. I know that you originally wanted to do WhatsApp, but I wanted to just get clear audio so that everybody could hear you. So we do appreciate that. First off, I'm going to jump right into it. And big concern already from a lot of people is the fact that the ICO did sell out in 10 seconds. And that is mainly because of some massive whales that bought into the ICO, which made it so that the vast majority of people that were excited to get on board have not had a chance to buy any of your tokens at the 72-cent mark. What is your thoughts on that? Is that only going to be for the first round? And also on the transactions on DavorCoin, it only shows the last 10. Are you willing to show all of the transactions that went down? And are you able to tell us what was the biggest whale that bought in terms of the amount?
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't looked at who was the biggest whale, but I can tell you that the majority of the transactions are for very little amount. And many amounts are around the minimum, which is 100 tokens. And it's just that there are too many people. I understand that concern that I received a lot on mails and stuff like that on the social media, saying that big guys could buy everything, but it's really not the case at all. Really not.
Okay. And are you just planning to just show the last 10 transactions? Because something like ETHConnect, they're showing, I do believe, all of transactions that are going on throughout their ICO. I already have my reserves about ETHConnect just because of how they've been running their ICO and some of the FUD that was been going around beforehand. Do you guys plan to change that at all, or we're only able to see the last 10 transactions?
I don't know, to be honest. I think we're going to stay with that. We don't want to put too much information on the website. We want something that really runs very well. I'm sure you know that many ICOs that have been successful have been switched off their website, have been error 404.
Yeah. Yep.
And you can see that our system is very stable because even if the demand was so high, but our system stays,
Yeah. Do you know exactly how many people are registered in DavorCoin right now? Like in terms of registered users, not the ones that bought the ICO yet, but in terms of like actual registered users on the site.
Yeah, more than 20,000.
More than 20,000. Okay, so that's a really great start. Want to jump into another question here. How do you guys plan to sustain yourself long term? Like, obviously there is the arbitrage platform that you guys talked about that got me excited, but is there long term strategy here and how do you plan to sustain yourself? I mean, I guess is it just the arbitrage and the value of the coin going up? Obviously, you guys are staking your own coin. You're going to own a a large portion of it, so you'll gain money in terms of the value of the coin going up. But is it just purely based on arbitrage?
So for the lending program, in terms of being able to give monthly interest rate to investors, there are two ways for us to make money. So we take the money that investor gave us during the ICO, and then we use two different ways. The first one is, as you just say, the crypto arbitrage platform.
Yep.
So you know how it works. But the second thing is also to be involved in private ICO. Like, for example, here in our ICO, we had a very little amount being reserved for top promoters and with a discount rate. And by being involved in this world of cryptocurrency, we have the possibility to invest in pre-ICO for other projects. So that's something that gives a power to make many profits.
Big money. Yeah.
Like, for example, here, the one that I've been able to buy at an early price, I'm not going to give plans, but I'm sure that in a few weeks, the price is going to be much more different. So we have the possibility to do that. And that's what gives us the possibility to give a very high monthly interest rate to investors.
So
who chose the lending program.
Absolutely. So the arbitrage is so you guys are doing it in two ways. You're going to be investing our lending money into potential ICOs and other companies that have great promise, and then you're also going to be trading via arbitrage in terms of buying something and then selling it at a higher price or in a different fiat or whatever the case may be. Is that correct?
Exactly.
So you also said that you started. So actually, let me back up here.
Sure.
And in terms of investing into other ICOs and stuff, are you guys going to make it public on where our money is going? Are you going to be sharing the investments that you're putting in? How do you guys dictate exactly how much of, say you do invest into an ICO, it does do well, and there's like 100 extra money over the next year? How do you guys figure you're going to allocate that funds? Is it you wake up one morning and say, okay, you know what, we're going to go ahead and give these guys 1% today because we're feeling generous, or is there a certain percentage that you guys are going to keep for yourselves in terms of profit to make the company grow? Or is it just like you just kind of choose whatever you want that specific day? And also, what happens if those ICOs fail? How much money are you going to allocate into those if one doesn't go under or one is a scam? Then what happens? Then we just lose that money and we don't receive profits for a certain period of time?
The probability that we invest in scam projects is very low because, in fact, we know the person that are running the projects. It's the same for the other side. The one that most of them we invested in our pre-ICO, the big promoters, know us. So we know that they are doing their job well, and we know in which project we invest. So I'm not afraid about that.
Okay.
Concerning the repartition of the benefits and the profits, what we're going to do is it's like mathematical calculations. So we allocated every day a percentage based on the performance that we are doing, and we keep a small part to run everything and to pay the developers, to pay all the costs that are implementing to run the system.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
It's like during the ICO.
Understood. BitConnect, obviously that's the big elephant in the room. I mean, everybody is trying to leech off the success of BitConnect, rightfully so. Some people are trying to do a different approach, which is what I liked about you, and what I liked about Electrocoin that has kind of disappeared overnight. So are you going to kind of do what BitConnect is doing, where when Bitcoin goes up in value, is Davor going to go up in value, or is it a completely different thing where you guys aren't necessarily using arbitrage through Bitcoin, but you're using it through maybe other altcoins, or is it a combination of a whole bunch of different coins? And are you going to be using arbitrage for, currencies, US dollar, Canadian dollar, euro? How deep in does your arbitrage go?
The arbitrage is only concentrated in cryptocurrencies.
Gotcha.
And concerning the correlation that can happen between bitcoins and DavorCoins, I think it's mathematical. As you buy DavorCoins with your bitcoins, if the price of the bitcoins increase, then it makes more easy for people to buy DavorCoins. So the demand is higher, so the price increases as well. You understand?
I understand.
It's something that is mathematically very logic. So it's nothing that we do that implies this. You understand?
Yep. Now with your arbitrage, it says that you guys started this project back in December, I think, of 2000 or February of 2016. Is that correct?
Yes, December last year we started the project, and in February we start developing the platform of arbitrage, and then we try it on small amounts, on and on, and so that's why we are able to see and to measure the performance that we're gonna do.
So there's other platforms now that are trying to come out and be as more transparent than others, because the space is starting to get pretty saturated. There's a lot of scams going on, and people are starting to do more and more due diligence. I mean, after BitConnect came out, I mean, we saw Regal Coin. Regal Coin has done really well, but they've definitely had their hiccups and are still going through some things now. Is there a way that you can be a bit more transparent with your arbitrage bot that you're using or platform that you're using? Like, is there a way that you could give us maybe a screenshot of what you've done in the past of your testing? Maybe prove to us that you have actually had a success with this arbitrage beta test, or is this we're just going to base it on your word? I mean, it's great that you're coming on call with me. I don't see your face, but I'm just being a straight shooter with you, and of course my viewers want me to ask you the tough questions. If you're planning to send out top promoters to Paris for an event, am I going to meet you in person, or is it going to be people that are going to be hired by you? So if I'm going to see you,
no, for sure, I'll be there. And for example, this weekend, I was in Vietnam, just landing back to Paris this morning, and I met. I did a small conference with almost 40 promoters, because Vietnam is a country that is really, really implicated in cryptocurrencies.
Yep.
So I met them personally. We did a conference together. We went to the restaurant together. We went to the bar together after. So yes, there is a real link with the promoters. And that when you say that about trust and things like that, in fact, it's I made the contact with the promoters, and then the promoters made the contact with their affiliates. That's how things goes. And concerning the arbitrage, for your question, I can show everything about a picture showing a performance or something. It doesn't prove anything. And a thing that you need to understand, that everyone needs to understand, is that the arbitrage, in order to do an arbitrage, you have to be the only one making it. Otherwise, the arbitrage doesn't exist. You understand?
Yeah.
An arbitrage is to make profits on the difference in prices on different places.
Of course.
So if you show how you are calculating things, then the arbitrage disappears. So it's not in our interest to show how we are making our profit with the arbitrage platform. Otherwise, there is no more arbitrage profit.
Understood. Okay. Also, The 2FA, where is that at?
Sure. The 2FA has been released yesterday, but for the moment, it's only for Bitcoin's withdrawals.
Mm-hmm.
But in the next few days, it's going to be added to everything.
Okay.
Like very soon, when you're going to log into your account, you will have the 2FA.
Gotcha. Back to the ICO real fast. Are you planning to put a cap on any of these days?
There is already a cap. It's 50,000 tokens, and the minimum is 100. We said that from the beginning, and we don't want to change it because for us it's very important to have our word. When we say something, so we wrote it in the white paper, we wrote it in our website, so we won't change it. But there is really no issue about it. The large majority, as I told you before, are very small transactions.
I understand that, Julian, but here's the concern. We're taking your word for it. You're only showing us 10 transactions, right? So I you can tell me that all day, and I tell you I trust you, but I don't, because you're a random guy on the internet. And although you're coming out and you're talking with me, and I appreciate it, you're building that trust. But when you make claims like that and we don't see it when you could simply add it there, like other platforms have, then it's not saying that maybe there are some people that 100% trust what a random guy says, and I just say that with all due respect. But it's the thing where are whales making multiple accounts and buying 50,000 of these at a time? How many 50,000 are buying? The reason why we're concerned about this, Julian, is because a lot of people get into these ICOs, and this isn't good news for you, and I'm sure you're well aware of it, is because they want to get in, they want to support you, they want to make a bunch of money when it hits the exchange, right? They want to withdraw some money out, they want to lend out some of their profits and play with house money, and then go to Jupiter with you. A lot of people are not buying into this ICO to then hold it for the next year. I mean, there might be some people that have that basically have, I don't give a fuck money, and they don't care, specifically maybe some of the whales. But for a lot of people, it's a get in, get out, or get in, get partly out, and then ride the wave. Problem is when there's whales buying 50,000 of these tokens and they have 4, 5, 10 accounts, they're going to manipulate the market the moment that this hits. So once the exchange comes out, they're going to dump their coins, and they're going to make big profit at the start, and basically they're going to be able to dictate the way that the price of it goes if they can continue to keep buying in big volume, and then they'll be able to buy back in when they dump the coin. And you don't have anything like Hextra Coin or now Regal Coin. They're kind of getting on board and realizing what these people are doing, and so they're giving incentives for people to hold their coins, and they're doing these soft forks or these hard forks, and or giving bonuses to people that are lending the moment it comes out so that the price doesn't drop. So do you understand where we're coming from when, it's okay that I guess 50,000 tokens can be bought. It is quite a bit, but it would be super reassuring if we could actually see the transactions so that we're seeing that the average is 500 tokens a person, 1,000 tokens per person, 200 tokens per person. Because then if there are whales, they won't be able to crash the market as hard as what some people are now feeling like is going to happen.
Sure, I understand what you're saying. For the first part of that, the trust, it's the same for everything that I'm saying since the beginning, Mm-hmm. It's just my explanations.
Yep.
But I want also to add that we are on the same boat. My interest is that everything works fine, and that's my only objective.
Yep.
So I have no interest of having problems because big waves would have bought everything. But what can I tell you is that we don't allow people to have more than one account, and we check that. Obviously, some guy can create an account, put another account on his wife's name, and I cannot do anything.
Of course.
But it still limits the thing. And as you've seen, the demand is so high that you have to be very lucky in order to place multiple orders in 10 seconds. Even if you use different computers at the same time with different persons, you can see that it's very difficult to do that. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm not concerned at all. And I have a last thing to add for that is that, after the ICO, we are going to be on external exchanges. Yep. But at the same time, right now, we are developing our internal exchange. And awesome. I will say in maybe 1 month after the ICO is finished, maybe less, we're going to run our own internal exchange. Yeah. So it will help also for that,
Yeah. And I'm happy that you guys are going to the external, because a lot of these ICOs, when they do hit and they do the internal, the website just blows up. I mean, they can't handle the traffic, at least this way. The vast majority of traffic will be done on, say, coinexchange.io. And so your servers won't take a big of a beating. I'm sure there'll still be a lot of traffic, but you won't have all these, place orders and withdrawals and as much going on. So that is very nice. Also, you answered one of my questions in email. People were concerned that sorry, I just shit the bed there. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, you talked about buying in to the exchanges, because on your website it actually says that you're going to be part of 3 different exchanges. It was 4. You updated that because of Nova Exchange is not going to be a thing. And so basically right now you cannot be enrolled in these exchanges until you're actually a coin or your ICO is done, and then you have to buy into these. Is it the same for each? Is there a different fee for each one? And are you 100% sure? Is there like an application process where they have to approve you? Is it hard to get on these exchanges? And why do you think that they're going to accept your coin?
Yeah, on the paper they have to approve us, but it's like automatically. It's a business that they're doing, and the more coins they have, the more money they're making.
Of course.
And our coin is very successful, as you can see. So there is no problem at all. And even if the coin hasn't been successful, it's also easy to enter in a platform. Mm-hmm. You just have to pay. And we know that, so we know we have to pay. And you just register, but in order to register, you have to wait the ICO to run a little, so that for them, until you haven't entered the ICO, for them you're still a project, you understand?
Yep.
And so that's why we had to wait the beginning of the ICO, and we know for sure there is no problem at all that we're going to be in exchanges and on several exchanges.
Great.
But it's only temporary, because after we're going to be internal.
Of course. Okay, so you're actually gonna remove yourself from the external exchanges totally.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Is there a reason for that? Is that because you guys want to profit? You want to maximize profits through your own internal exchanges, and not have it elsewhere, or is there another underlining motive under that?
It's the advantage is to it's not to subcontract things like such that as important as this. Yeah. And the exchanges, we don't know how they work. We don't know what they can do, and it's better for everyone that we control everything, because it's easier when you have all the parameters. It's not about making money in this case. It's about controlling everything and being secure for everyone.
Absolutely, and like something like BitConnect, where they were essentially in control of almost everything. They did just hit another big exchange as of late, which I'm sure you know. And that sort of helps. Do you feel like once you remove those exchanges, say come January of 2018, I'm just throwing out a date, mm-hmm. Yeah. Which you said may take a month to get your internal exchange running and going good. Do you feel like that is going to hurt your coin in any way, where people aren't as easily going to be able to basically find you out and discover you, because when it is going on the exchanges and there's high volume, obviously people can see what is moving up and what is moving down. Do you think that is gonna hurt your coin in any way?
No, I don't think it's gonna be a problem because the coin is gonna be quite famous. It's already the case. So there is no problem of not being listed on exchanges. It's not that give us the visibility.
Mm-hmm.
And when I announce to everyone all the time when I'm doing that we're gonna go internal, everyone is very enthusiastic about that.
Yeah.
So I've never met someone who was against this decision.
Yeah,
so,
definitely not
yeah.
against it. It was more of like, why not have both? You know.
Yes.
But
why
I
not?
understand.
But I would say that for the moment we prefer to be
self-sustaining. You want to be in control of everything, of all the variables.
Yes, exactly. It's better for everyone.
Yeah. No. Okay. No. Great. I'm just throwing questions out there that people are asking me. That's all that is.
Sure.
So you showing yourself publicly to an audience. I mean, I don't see your face. I mean, we're not on video call. But it gives a feeling of trust to the people, which is great. But at the same time, doesn't that increase the risk of government interfering with DavorCoin? I mean, if the government finds out, who you are, is there any concern there for that? I mean, like you said, we are going to potentially meet you, whether it's not me or somebody else. They're going to meet you in person. Does that not concern you at all in any way, shape, or form? And will that affect DavorCoin if you're sort of outed to the world? We see some things like USI Tech, who is, in my opinion, the most transparent out of any of these platforms, because we see the guys at the top. They're constantly on video. They're not hiding, and they seem to be doing fine. What are your thoughts on all that?
My thought about that is that it's important in the lending program and stuff like that in cryptocurrency to be anonymous, because regulation are very complicated about that. For the moment, we have almost no regulations, but every countries, mostly developed countries, are thinking a lot about that and want to regulate it. So if today we said, okay, we are from this country or from this place,
mm-hmm.
and then the regulation 1 month after change and forbid, for example, cryptocurrencies.
Yep.
Then the whole project is going to suffer about that.
Of course.
So in order to protect everyone, the cryptocurrency needs to be anonymous.
Yeah.
It's not like a company. If you're in Canada, you create your company there. It's on the Canadian law. A cryptocurrency is different. It's worldwide.
Of course.
So you can take advantage of regulation in all countries. That's why it's important. And for the part that I will introduce myself to top promoters, I think it's important to have a trust relationship.
Yep.
And it cannot affect the cryptocurrency because the link is not proof,
Of course. Okay. No, that answers that perfectly fine. I
hope that you'll be in the Paris trip that will be organized for the 5 best promoters worldwide.
Oh, you never know, man. You never know. So yeah, we're coming towards the end. I don't have that many more questions. Do you mind explaining a little bit about the staking? Because when I was listening to the other conversation the other interview that you had, I was a little. It's not an ERC20 token. You're not. All the staking is going to be done directly on the website, or are we downloading a desktop wallet and staking from there? How exactly is that going to work?
You have the possibility to take your money to your wallet on your computer.
Yep.
And after, you're going to be able to do it in a few months on your application on your smartphone.
Okay.
And for the staking, in fact, you need to have your DavorCoins open. You have 3 possibilities when you have DavorCoins. you have the lending, the staking, or trading. So with the lending, you know, it works, and the staking is just that you keep your money and you let you don't put it in a closed wallet, you know, or an offline wallet. You put it on a wallet that is open, so that it's a link, you know, in the blockchain, and we give money for that. So we give 10% per month the first year, and then it's decreasing the 2 following years.
Understood. And the lending platform is going to start the day after the ICO, correct?
Yes.
How do you plan to make that transition so quickly? Because right now on the back end, we're not seeing anything about lending. I mean, nothing has been updated yet. Are we going to start to see things kind of update throughout this ICO, or is it going to go from 0 to 100 overnight?
No, sure. You're going to have updates on everything days after days during the ICO.
Okay.
Because, you know, it's a long time. As we've been sold out for the first part in 10 seconds, as the last one, you know, is like 15 days. So we have things to do during these days, or there where nothing will happen, you see. So, yes, we're going to, for the lending, it's the system is really operational. And so we could be ready before the end of the ICO for sure.
Yep.
So yes, we will update information all the time on our website and also on our social media.
Fantastic. And when exactly do you plan to hit the external exchanges? Is that going to happen right on December 6th as well?
Yes, the day after the end of the ICO.
Wow. Okay. The other thing that I had a question is you started this project way back in 2016, yet you only registered the website last month. Is there a reason for that? Is there a reason why you guys decided to only do all this last minute opposed to a year ago?
Yes, it was for the name. We took a lot of time choosing the name.
Gotcha.
And so we chose Davor because we wanted, in fact, a name that was like a brand, you know, that doesn't mean anything, but that sounds good, that is short. And I think we did a good job with Davor.
Yep. No, it sounds good. I like the color palette that you guys got going on the site. So that's just a nice little. I'm in marketing. I understand the branding and things. So you know you've got somebody good behind you doing that. The other thing is, and I'm just voicing some of my concerns. It took you a long time to get that white paper up. I mean, you've been working on this project for a year, yet you just kind of got the white paper up not too long ago. And to be honest, there's no meat in that white paper. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that's on the front page. Essentially, you added a couple of more sentences in there. That was a bit of a concern for me. That was one of the concerns, and also. You sent out email notifications to everybody, which I thought was very, very well done, but I had never seen before. I've never seen an ICO kind of poke people and say, "Hey, guess what? Remember, guys, we're going live here. Make sure to get your Bitcoin in on the wallets." Is there a reason why you took these approaches? I mean, obviously, I would like to think, you're just reminding people, which is what you should do in social media, keeping them informed and being consistent and always having Davor sort of in their minds and ready to go, especially in a market that is becoming very saturated. But what's up with the white paper? It's not the best white paper I've ever seen you do. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yeah, you're right about the white paper. In fact, a long time ago, we had all the information that you see on the website, and we wanted to add more things on the white paper. And at the moment we were supposed to release it, we were focusing very much on the technical aspects because we are very concerned for our system to be really sustainable for a large amount of connection. So we were more focused on the technical side. That's why we released, yes, for sure, lately the white paper. And concerning our presence on social media and the messages and everything, that's my way of doing the business.
Yep.
I think that's something that it's important. When I'm in the client side, I like to have this kind of return, and I like to have this kind of contact. So now that I'm on the other side, I want to provide this to people. I think that when they have a question, it's important for us to give them an answer. When they have a problem with a technical issue, it's important that the technical staff finds a solution. We want to do something really serious. And I think that every little things like that helps showing everyone that we are serious and doing that we are doing our job as best as we can.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I'm going to ask you just a blunt question. Are you a scam? You going to scam us?
No. If I was a scam, I would have opened much more. I would not have limited the ICO.
That's right. Okay. just to break the ice a little bit, because people are on edge, man. There's a lot of sites going down and all that stuff, and we're just looking for a winner. We want to get in, and it seems like you guys are making all the right moves so far. It's just like in my mind, it's like, when are you gonna fuck up? Like, you're too perfect right now. When are you gonna fuck up? Are you gonna do it when the exchanges hit? Are you gonna disappear? Are you gonna I don't know. I'm just waiting for you to screw up, because you're saying all the right things, and that's great. It's wonderful. But it's when something is too good to be true, it's usually too good to be true type thing. So I'm hoping that you guys continue to be transparent, to keep updating your social media. I love the fact that you guys aren't botting your social media with 100,000 followers on Twitter, 100,000 followers on Facebook to create some fake hype. You guys have a very modest 1,000 people on Facebook right now. I'm sure these numbers are going to naturally grow over time, especially when you continue to give us updates. Are you going to be able to tease us a little bit with some of the things that you're working on? Are you going to tease us with maybe a screenshot of the lending platform in development? Maybe just some of these things to get us excited, and also to keep Davor in our minds, because we are preoccupied with lots of other opportunities out there, and I think the people are just looking for a platform that they can trust, kind of like BitConnect, where BitConnect has been doing their thing since March of 2016, and although we all understand the risks involved and that they can disappear at any time, the fact that they are so big, the fact that they have never missed payments, the fact that their sites rarely go down ever, that's very comforting. When it's like, hey, why don't we just put our money into BitConnect and just trust in this, opposed to taking a leap of faith on, say, DavorCoin or another one. We just hope that you're going to continue to do what you're doing right now, and that this isn't all just show in the beginning, and then as time goes on, things start to peer off, or excuses start to come out.
Sure, we're trying to be as professional as possible, as much as professional as possible. I understand a lot, this concern about scam projects and everything like that. I understand totally. I will ask myself the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
That's totally understandable. That's why we are doing all of this, because there is no magical answer, to prove that you're not scam.
Of course.
And we are really doing, but we're really doing our best, to show everyone that we are doing our job correctly. That's why we met the big promoters.
Yep.
So we make a relationship with them. They understand how we work. They understand what we are doing, and that's why also we keep everything on our social media, all the information. We try to answer all the questions to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
We are trying to build a close relationship with everyone involved in this adventure.
So the big promoters that you're talking about over in Thailand, right? They or Vietnam, sorry. They are they kind of like behind the scenes, or are they public people? How did you meet these individuals, or are these people that just kind of stumbled upon your mission here, contacted you and wanted to get heavy into it? Is that sort of how it worked?
It's how it works. You meet one promoter, then a bigger promoter, and that's why also our our project is 1 year ago, has been started 1 year ago. So we had time to meet some people,
Of course.
and connection has been made over time. And the promoter show to us, their account on other cryptocurrencies, so we can see that they are really big promoters.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys are yes, some are public, some are not. It depends on their strategy. It depends on how they are working with their affiliates.
Understood. And last question, and I appreciate your time. We've been talking now for a little while. Last question is, can you tell us a little bit about your guys' background, how many people you have on the team, and what your role is specifically? Are you the CEO? Are you the brainchild behind all of this? Just a little bit about you guys and as much as you're willing to share.
So we are 3 founders. So I'm one of the 3. And we are all 3 from financial markets. We were working in financial markets. The 2 other guys are the tech guys. They are the one who develop the platform and who control everything about that. And I'm more on the, I would say, commercial side. And they have a team helping them because 2% is not enough to run everything.
So that's good. That's actually good to know. So is that a team that of friends or colleagues from the past? Have you guys worked together? Where did you meet? And is there a big team behind the development side? Is there 10 employees? What does that team look like?
So for the 3 founders, some were in school together and some worked together.
Okay.
And so it's a long-term relationship. So we know each other very well.
You trust each other, yeah.
Oh yes, very, very, very trust. And concerning the team, so the 2 tech guys has several people that are helping them. So some are present physically with them, and some are in other countries, like doing smaller tasks, to help engineers, like it's done in every technical project.
Great. No, that sounds good. And you're from the financial side. Are you personally in the financial market, or is it your colleagues? Are you just the marketer, kind of the social media dude?
No, I was working in financial markets.
Okay, and you're no longer working there now. This is your full-time job.
Yes. Exactly.
Fantastic. All right. Well, Julian, I really truly appreciate the time. It answers a lot of questions. The only thing that I can say that I'm still and you gave me an answer, but I'm still not accepting it in my own heart of hearts. It will be one thing that I'll tell my community that I'm concerned about is the fact that we are only seeing 10 transactions. I don't think there's anything that you can say that's going to ease my mind fully about that when it comes to the whales. So that's really the only negative thing that I come out of this conversation with, which is big in this space. So, I really, really appreciate your time. Maybe you guys will reconsider, maybe even bumping it up to the last 100 transactions, even if you don't open it up fully for server purposes to make sure the site is running very, very well. And I think that'll just put some ease on people's minds. But if you don't, we also understand there's a reason why you guys do things the way you do.
Yes, there is also another point for that, is that we cannot give access to everyone so that they can know how many coins each person owns, because you can give like inside information in order for trading after when we be on external exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that you need to keep in mind as well. Our interest is is that everything is as much secure as possible.
Yep.
And it's for the same reason, that we go internal exchange from external to internal after, It's the same idea behind.
Okay. Yep. No, I get that.
Because you could tell me the same thing, for switching from external to internal. You could say external is it's someone else. We can see all transaction.
Mm-hmm.
On internal, it's you manage everything. We cannot know if it's true. You understand?
I understand.
It can be the same arguments.
No, I totally get that. And the interest rate, you guys never talked about that. Basically, you said if the arbitrage doesn't make money, we don't make money. We're not going to lose money at any point in the lending program, are we? Where you're taking money out if, say, you don't make any money via arbitrage, or it's just not as healthy. Have you guys figured out mathematically on average what we'll be making? Some people are saying 1% on other platforms. Some are saying more than 1%. Some say 0.75. Is that to be determined? Has that been determined through your testing run when you did things?
Yes, we wrote it on the website. It said up to 48% monthly. Mm-hmm. And it's based on what we've seen on our simulation for the past few months. Mm-hmm. So it's based on that. Mm-hmm. So there is no reason why it should not work from day to day, while it has always worked since now.
Gotcha. No, that's fantastic. And I will say, I'll add, I love the optional capital lock boost. I think if you guys are successful, you guys are legit, you come to market, I think we're going to see a lot of people bite this from you guys and take this idea from you, because that allows you to basically just add 30 days onto, say, a $5,001 loan without having to reinvest an entire $5,000 again and have that locked up for another 179 days. You can just kind of add another 30 days to it, and then if you want to add another 30 days to it or do a 120-day, you can. So I do like that option. So kudos for adding that in there. When you guys went to build this, do you guys just kind of sit at a table and go, what can we do that really differentiates us from everyone else?
Yes, of course, and we are still debating every time we are making a decision. Huh?
Yeah,
it's like every company. Huh?
Yep. No, that's great. Well, thank you so much, Julian. We managed to talk for about 40 minutes, so I know it's a busy day and an exciting day for you guys, especially if you guys have been working on this project for over a year.
Yes.
I mean, you guys got to be popping a bottle of champagne out of your own money, not our ICO money, that is, of course, and celebrating the success of the day one.
That's very funny what you said, because I was just about to tell you I'm gonna have champagne now.
There you go, man. Awesome. And
too much pressure.
I know. Hey, I know I put you on the spot, and I'm sorry if I offended you in any way during this. That was not my intention.
No, it was fine. I'm happy to answer. There is. You asked me before the interview if there was a question I wanted you to ask, and I don't know.
You said no, so I went for it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I have nothing to hide.
Well, so far so good, man, and that's going to give you a lot of street cred out here in the world of these lending platforms. I'm sure a lot of people are going to see this video, and hopefully we will all make a lot of money together here with DavorCoin. I managed to scoop up 2,600 of my own coins. And hopefully we'll be able to get in during the ICO at some point, as long as every round doesn't sell out in 10 seconds. That's the scary part, man. That's the big scary part. I wish that wasn't the case, but it's also good news for when it does hit the exchange that things will blow up and the coin will do very well. So if you guys are watching this here on YouTube, we want to thank you for tuning in. We want to thank Julian. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comment section below, and perhaps I won't take up Julian's time via phone call, but I can shoot him an email, and maybe he can get back to me on his free time if there's any pressing concerns. Or, you can go and contact support yourself. They've been very, very fast at responding, but it's looking good, Julian. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Enjoy that champagne.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
So there it is, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed that. That was a very in-depth conversation. I tried to put them on the spot. I had a whole bunch of questions here that I took from the comment sections of videos. I managed to get through just about all of them. If I didn't ask your question, either I didn't ask it because it was already addressed before, or I was just getting so many questions that I didn't know how much time I had with Julian. It is a good look that he did get Skype going and added me on Skype, so I do have him now as a contact on Skype. It does say that he is from Paris, France. But at the end of the day, guys, once again, this is always a risk, but it definitely lowers the risk already at a high risk, but it puts it in sort of a lower category of high risk when a gentleman is willing to get on call and really answer questions and not stumble and not fumble. And I tried to press him on a few things, and I knew he wasn't going to back down on a few of these things, but I wanted to press him to see if he would change his mind. And if he's willing to change his mind on the fly, we know he's full of shit. And he didn't do that. He didn't back up on his beliefs and what they're doing, and that says a lot. Even if we don't fully agree with all of them, he's staying true to what he said he would, whether that is the 50,000 cap on the ICO, whether that is showing us the transactions. I pushed him on a few of these things, and he wasn't backing down, and he actually started to win me over a little bit on some of his rebuttals, but still I'm on the fence about a couple of decision-making things that they've done here. But overall, this project is starting to get me excited. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, and of course, stay Bouse.